A good Moed Rabbi Sai. Lili Nishmasi Mimorosi Ruspas Mordechai. A good Moed. It's for the Simcha. We have with us a lot of guests from Chutz La'aretz. I'm not going to mention all of them by name, but some of them who haven't been here yet we'll mention. And I also want to give a tremendous ishkoyach and almost a bruchim abayim to MDY in a way, to the very, very famous person who got us through Masechtas Yevamis. Without him, it would have been a whole different world. Yoshi, the artist, is with us right here. Reb Yoshi, come here. Say hello. Say Shalom Aleichem. We love all your art. Look at this. I'm wearing the tie that's right over there. That's what he based it on. I wore it yesterday. I'm wearing it today. I have the two microphones. I have the fourth one also here. We got all the little nuances, the little humor here. Even if you look over there, the Yavam, I don't know if you could, the Yavam is spitting on the Yavama. She's wearing the shoe instead of him. She's wearing on the left foot. There's a lot of stuff that goes in here that you might not have paid attention. Here's Benjamin Schwartz. Bezer Hashem will be here one of these days, the dentist. And you see, okay, that doesn't look like Avi. We got to say that doesn't look like Avi Noam. But whatever, we got the point. There's a lot of stuff going on here. All right, Yishkoyach, thank you. Welcome. Thank you. We also have with us, if you guys remember, to me, a very big hatzlacha protest today. During davening, I looked down to my right on the floor by the window. There was a Megillah that was made by, what's his name? Weinrib. What's your first name? Mati Weinrib put it, I don't know, dozens and dozens of hours into making an MDY Megillah with all the stuff that we spoke about in the Megillah. And I'm looking at, here he is right over there, next to Fold, next to Victor. And I was looking at it just today. I'm like, I wonder if I'll ever meet this guy. Who is he? And I come to the sukkah, Mendy Auerbach comes over and says, the guy that did the Megillah, I couldn't believe it, Bemis. So hatzlacha protest for that. Who else do we have here? Oh, we have Simcha Firestone, who based his trip to Eretz Yisroel because of MDY, but he's not allowed to tell his wife. Listen, if you see his wife, don't tell. Shkoyach Simcha. And we have with us Reb Shlomo Dax, the famous singer Shlomo Dax. Shkoyach, Shalom Aleichem. How long have you been with us, Shlomo?
About a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What is that, a microphone?
For me, this is very humbling. I want to get a picture. But I brought this from America.
Uh-oh. Come around. Who's that? Avi Factor? Don't worry. I deal with that guy every day. He says something about Shweki. I don't know what. Like to me, he says Sruli Bornstein. To you, he says Shweki. That's what he does. That's his shtick. Okay.
In addition to coming from 6,000 miles away, even this morning, I'm in Ramat Givat Zev with my in-laws, staying by my in-laws. And I thought, it's 20 minutes. We're out of Yerushalayim. 45 more minutes to come, and it's such an honor to be here. Humbling. I never saw this. I was never here live.
Look at this. Look at the camera.
Really
Look at the camera.
Special. Wow. This is how you do it.
Yeah,
okay.
all the notes.
Anyway, Nachman Matovsky from New York asked me to personally bring this to you, and I'm bringing it to you. Oh. What can I tell you?
The newest and the best sukkah decoration. Here, you hang it up. Yoshi, do something with this. I don't know. You gotta.
Anyway, real pleasure.
Thank you very much. We're gonna be singing now, so get ready. You have a good recommendation for the niggin?
This
Oy v'chagecho v'oyisach sameach v'somachto v'chagecho v'oyisach sameach la 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 Oy v'somachto oy v'chagecho v'oyisach sameach. These are the Zamra boys. No, these are the official. What do you have?
You want a happy song?
Okay. You ready? But on the right key. Yeah.
So a shout out to you, Mechutanim, the Jacobs, who I know from New York. I have to give him a shout out. I didn't realize that you.
Hold on, you want to give a share?
Wow. No.
I'm not 100% prepared yet. Go. All the notes are here. Rabbi Isaac, please, everybody help us. I want the whole neighborhood to talk about this. Also, we have with us the zchus, just to even see, he's in our presence, just for a few minutes. Reb Eli Aharonov, who's part of the koilel, who scores in the high 90s and the 1,000 daf tests. And now they're going for a big test for over 1,000 daf. You have no idea how much he adds to the shir. Unbelievable on a daily basis. So yishkoyach barabim. Thank you, Reb Eli. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagofen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu tzivonu v'tzivonu leishev b'sukkah. The other one was yesterday was one of those shiurim. Do not, if you don't have to learn yesterday's shir, don't go back to yesterday's shir. Okay, Rabbi Isai, today's entire breakfast is sponsored by my very dear friend and relative, Jonathan Stefansky. Sponsoring the second annual Thanking Eli for turning the Stefanskys from tuna to Torah. It's the line in our mishpacha, because as I grew up, every Stefansky that grew up, the number one question is, are you related to dagim tuna? I don't know about you, Jonathan. Are you related? Yes. I didn't even wait for the question. It's gonna be. Some they say, are you related to the one from Toronto? 95% tuna. So thank you, Eli, for turning the Stefansky from tuna to Torah. My kids don't appreciate it. I'll tell you, all my kids, they go on the street. Are you related to Eli Stefansky? Nope. Do you know who he is? No. And last year I gave the Olam 3 chances to be related to Eli. Baruch Hashem, my oldest daughter recently got married, so now there are only 2 chances. Daughters left. So send those resumes to john@stefansky.com. You have to, if you don't know who Jonathan is, just watch Rosh Chodesh Adar this past year, 2 years ago. They don't have what's going on. Forget the daughter. The shver is unbelievable. For your chance to be mishpach with Eli before it's too late, I also have a gift for Reb Eli. You do? Oh no. An esrig after Sukkos.
Real Indian game. So, as Eli says, he doesn't understand.
Share will be starting about a half hour.
People don't understand the trauma, of being related. They don't get it.
Yeah.
They have no idea. But now I get the trauma. Now I get the trauma.
Yeah.
Because Eli was so kind not to list his phone number in the Shemesh phone. So now I get all the phone calls. Eli, my wife, you relate to Eli? And she says, unfortunately, yes. And she says, well, I'll talk to my husband. We have a trip coming up, maybe. I'm like, wrong, Eli. Right? And now I get every phone call in the Shemesh phone. No, because they can't read so well. But now, and Eli thankfully doesn't list his phone number, and I get all those calls.
So what do you got?
Thank you very much. And those of you who know Eli from a young kid in the family, there's lore of Eli that he's always been on the straight and narrow from the time he was a young child. And, even though we have a lot of trauma from, Dagan, there was a little bit of macha with that last time. And I think it's important that no matter what, we remember where we come from, even though you've done incredible things and we're on an incredible trajectory going forward, but we have to remember where we came from.
Oh,
okay?
No. Is this a fish? Oh. It all started here, Rabbi say. By the way, it is a lot better. This tastes a lot better than the regular tuna. I'm serious. I don't know why. I think because it's in water versus in it's a type of it's a serious. It's a type of tuna. Starts at $50. $50 for the can. That's the best thing. Exactly. Where are we? Okay. Oh, we got to. So we're skipping the emails there.
Sponsors.
Let me just read this one from a girl. Hi, my name is Reb Eli Schwinder. I'm a long-time listener to your shir, like literally as long as I can remember. I'm on this world for under 2 weeks, but my father is training me in young. I want to invite the rabbi to my kiddush, which will Be'ezras Hashem take place this Shabbos. Give you good work, really helping me become a Bas Talmid Chacham. Hashem should give you the strength and happiness always. Support that Hashem should bless the entire shir with Havana of everything we learn, to be able to remember all of it. You're helping Mashiach come quicker. What's her name again? Whatever her name is. Here she is. Wow, Mazel Tov. And hold on. You don't touch anything. Please don't touch. Don't touch. Thank you. Yeah, don't touch that. Here we go. These tech guys, I'm telling you. Here we go. This is the picture of the tzaddik with his daughter. The official sponsor of the Masechta, Jeff Rosner, zchus of my son Yosef, Simcha, Chaim, Ben Sarah, Chana, Refuah Shlaima, Amen. The rest of the Masechta, Ofishel Mitzva Motivators, from Mנשה, Ben Chana, Brokha, Refuah Shlaima. The Parnas HaChodesh, Linishma, Zechrya, Ben Moshe. And Parnas HaChodesh is zchus that Hashem should watch over me and ensure that I'm completely healthy on Moed Beis. Sponsor of the day, Abraham Sherman, Lili Nishmas, Hadmor Pittsburgh, Mordechai Socha Ber Ben Avram Abba, Zechat Tzadik Kosh Levrach, on the occasion of the second yard side, Zayin Tishrei. Sruli Engelstein, to our dear father, Sruli Engelstein, on your 40th birthday, hatzlacha unasach Yiddish nachas, in honor of David Karfunkel's birthday, from his favorite son in Eretz Yisroel. Is he here? David's son? No. Rabbi say, I'm not going to read a lot of names today. I'm just going to say some of the ones that came up today. Did I say Benjamin Schwartz, $180 a month? We'll wait for tomorrow. Alliance Auto Leasing, $180. And we have Leon Welcher, $36. Steve Jakubowski, 60. Shimon Brul, 100. Simon Goldsmith, 12. That's it. That's all we're reading for today. Abraham Mandelbaum, $10 for the fourth time.
The third one.
All right. We have an amazing daf today with a lot of relevant questions to us, a lot of geschmacke sugyas. And yesterday we started the Mishnah. We could just go over the Mishnah real quickly for those who weren't here. You're not familiar, a little chazar is not going to hurt. The official Mishnah is sponsored until the end of Masechta, back by high demand by Moshe. What's his name? Moshe Cohen. Zchus, hatzlacha, in Parnasa. Here, leave it at Torah and continue hatzlacha in Parnasa yishkoyach. Okay. Machra ksubasa miksasa. If the woman, will do it quickly. If a woman sold part of her ksuba, mishkan ksubasa miksasa. If she pledged her ksuba, she made it a mortgage. Nisana ksubasa la'achar, she gave it away to somebody else. Miksasa, some of it. Lo intimkas ashar el bezdin, because once a woman sells off her ksuba, then she doesn't get mezainis anymore. And since she sold some of it, the concern is as if it's considered as if she sold the whole thing, and that's what we're going to see in machlokes here. And how do we explain it? If you sell some of it, it's as if you sold all of it. Just because you sold some of it doesn't mean you sold all of it. And she can sell off property from her late husband without any permission from a bezdin. And it's a good idea, as we said, that we shouldn't say that she's a fresser. So she writes inside the documents in the memo that she sold it for mezainis or for other reason.
But still frozen. Sorry guys, I don't know what's going on.
Shkoyach Gary! Woo!
Eli, the reason is because
what do we sell?
once she ate it already, she doesn't get mezainis, and she's selling it.
Right. There's two reasons. If she's selling it for mezainis, then she could go and get the ksuba. But if she sold everything for ksuba, and they'll claim that it's for ksuba, and she doesn't have a right that it wasn't for ksuba, then she cannot claim mezainis. So like we had that story with the guy with the Gemara brought. Depends on the mother. Okay, weiter gegangen. Everybody knows. Just because I made a mistake or two doesn't mean they don't know. They get it. Okay. But if she's divorced, she has to sell it in bezdin. Masnisimani. Our Mishnah, the Tanakamu, says that if she sells part of the ksuba, that's it. It's as if she sold the whole thing. Rebbe Shimoni, the Sanya Machri Ksubasa, Mishkan Ksubasa, also Ksubasa Poitiki, right? A Poitiki is a Poitekoi. She says, you are going to collect from this place only, from this thing only. Ein la mezainos. That's the shita of Reb Meir, whoever it is. Shimon Omer, Ofishel Mitzva partial, part of the ksuba as if he sold the whole thing. Ibda. Why? So take a look at this pasuk for a second. It says, Kesef Yishkol Kemoya Psulois. So it's a remez to a ksuba. And how much is Kesef? If all the money is not remaining, then it's as if she got her ksuba. That's how Reb Shimon learns. You need all of the Kesef. If some of the Kesef is gone, she already collected some of it, it's as if she collected it all. And we have a very, very interesting tushta. Remember, the Reb Shimon kesef kesef. You're telling me that according to Reb Shimon, it seems like the word kesef, if she used some of it, it's as if she used it all. Rabban and Sabri Amrina mixes kesef kechala kesef. As the Gemara of Ipcha Shemin, we see mamish fakert, punk fakert, the sanya. Vuisha b'psulel, prat lebegeresh shekolu psulel, divrei Rebbe Meir. Here's the pasuk. V'hu isha bifsuleh yikach. What should it say? It should say V'hu isha bisula yikach. What's this funny lashon? Bifsuleha with the extra beis, with the extra yud. So the Gemara learns, and we had this in Yevamis. I don't know if you remember this chart because I changed it a little bit today. It goes from yes, no, yes, according to Meir, and in Reb Shimon it's no, yes, no. In other words, we have three limudim. If we start with a positive, then we're going to go to a negative, and then we're going to end off with a positive. So Reb Meir learns Prat lebegeresh shekalu b'solel. So here we have this idea that you have a girl, she's 12 and a half years old. Naturally, her b'sulim start disintegrating, whatever. They're not the same thing. So according to Reb Meir, it says that a kohen gadol has to marry dafka b'sula. So even some of the psulim are remaining, even if she's a begeris, that's enough. So this is exactly the opposite of what we said before. According to Reb Meir, part is not the whole. Over here, part is the whole. Prat, vuisha b'sula, prat begeris shekol b'sula. The Reb Meir, Reb Elazar, Reb Shimon, machshirim b'begeris. Fakert. Over here, is this chart wrong? No. So it would mean afilu miktsas is not considered a psula. And over here, let me just make sure. Reb Shimon, machshim bebegeris. Oh no, sorry, that's the middle one. Okay. So begeris is in the middle. According to Reb Meir, begeris not. According to Reb Shimon, begeris yes. So if you have part, it's as if you have the whole. Over here in our Mishnah, she has part of the ksuba. It's not the whole ksuba according to Reb Shimon. So you see the reverse. One is money, one is psulim. But the question is, what does the word mean? When the Torah says a word, kesef, does it mean all of the money, part of it is missing? That's it, it's as if it's zero. Over here it says the word psulim, part of it is missing. Then all of it, it's as if it's nothing. Over here you see psula. Remember, so psula afilu makes psula adika kulu psulim ubif psuleo bekedarki in shalai kedarki lai, and then according to Reb Meir, he takes off shalai kedarka. I did. Rebbe Elazar, Rebbe Shimon, Machshim Bergeres. That one, no. Let's. Says the Gemara answers. In fact, Reb Shimon holds that when you have a word kesef, it means it has to be the whole thing. If you have part of the kesef, she turned in some of her ksuba, that's it. But Hassam Bikroipli, over here you see there's 3 limudim, and that's why he changes his shita. Remeir Savar Besula, Afilu Mixas Psulim, that's like by us. He holds like by Kesef. Besula, but because the Torah changes the word, Adike Kula Psulim. So therefore, a begeres is possible for a kohen gadol because she doesn't have all her psulim. Uviv Sula, because it has extra bays, Bikidarkin, Shlakidarkin, if it's unnatural, then she's kosher to kohen gadol. So we go kosher, not kosher, kosher. Lazar Reb Shimon Savri, and this is Reb Shimon we're looking for. Besula, here's the chart. Shleima mashma. That's like our sugya. That when it says the word kesef or it says the word psula, it means all of it. And if you're missing some of it, it's as if you don't have anything. But because the Torah changed from the word psula to bisuleha, so it's a special yitur. Now the Torah is going differently. Afilu mixas psulim. Bif suleh, shukol psuleh kayamim, ben megidarka ben shalei kedarka, and he holds that for kohen gadol, somebody who's nival shalei kedarka is puzzled with kohen gadol. Daf tzadik ches Amud Aleph. Ve'ahi, it's a story. I don't know if this is a good riddle or not, but I'm sure there's many, many cases. But here's a situation where a person decides to take $10 today, and because of that loses $1 million. How's that? The tafsa cost of the kasbi Kesubos. She goes into her late husband's estate, and she grabs a silver kiddush cup. And now she's asking for mezainas. Go give her the mezainas. Why? Lest the chash lahod Reb Shimon mixes kesek b'chol. According to Reb Shimon, once she takes $10, it's as if she took the whole thing. She loses the $1 million, or at least you give her big issues. But we don't paskin like Reb Shimon says Rava. Shalach Rabbi Berei the Rava Rav Yosef Moicheres Shloi bebezdin tzricha shvua oy ein tzricha shvua. So the Rishonim already speak out over here. We're talking about a different type of shvua because we already paskin that a shvua is necessary. But over here, when she sells the karka, does she have to swear that she didn't make more money? Did she say, maybe she sold it for a little bit more than she deserved. She only deserved, let's say, 200. Maybe she sold it for more and she's pocketing money, so she has to make a shvuah or not. Says the Gemara, "V'tibar lo chachraza." V'tibar lo chachraza. Says the Gemara, there's something called a public auction. So why are they asking? Maybe you need a public auction, and by public auction, Rashi doesn't really seem to say that. Taisus for sure doesn't say it, but some seem to believe that if there's a public auction, then she wouldn't be able to lie. She wouldn't even need a shvuah. Taisus says mefurish, you would need a shvuah. But a kopanim from a public auction, you can see how much she's selling it for. You hear this? So here's a nice shaila. And these many on this daf, we have a lot of good shailas. Let's say you tell your friend, go ahead and sell this car for me. How much do you want for it? I want $1,000. You drive the car to the auction, and on the way you say to yourself, wait, I actually have a teenager that needs a car, and this car is in very good condition. $1,000, I'll buy it for myself. Is that mutter or asur? He told you exactly how much money he wants for it. $1,000. Mutter or asur, anybody? Nah, he said exactly how much he wants. He wants that amount. Not the auction. So save that word. The halacha is, according to Shulchan Aruch, it's asur. Asur for you to buy it yourself, you're a shliach. Okay. But then it goes in to a different shiloh. We'll see in a second. So she herself, she's the almana. She decides how much this house is worth in Bet Shemesh. This apartment, I think, is worth 2 million shekel. And she goes and she sells it. She does the deal by herself. She sells it to herself. She sells it to herself for the mezainis she needs. If the Yisraelim want to take the apartment back, no problem. So this goes into another very, very interesting shaila that many of us have. It starts with the famous Maisa of a guy was collecting money from a gvir. He comes to the gvir. He says, every year you give me $1,000. Could I please have $1,000 check? So the gvir says, I'm not giving you anything. He says, why not? He says, I don't like the Moed. I heard terrible things about the Rashiva over there. I'm not giving a dime. Okay, so the guy goes away, bepachi nefesh, he puts his head down and walks away. He says, no, get back here. Just because I'm not giving the Moed doesn't mean I'm not going to give you your cut. He gives him a $990 check. He says, here's your cut, Shalom Yisrael. It's not a joke. It's emes. Maybe they're not the 990, but when I found out from certain moises how much these guys are taking, I was appalled. I personally don't like it. Some gvir say, not that I'm a gvir, but some people that give tzedakah, they say, listen, that's how the moise makes money. You have to pay a guy. Okay, there's a limit. The guy takes 50%. The Chazon Ish says that it's okay to take 50%, but it's normal, he says, to take 25%. But the Paiskim, they say that it depends on the amount. If it's a very large amount, then you can't take the heart, because the person giving the money is not nicha b'zeh. If he knew that the guy soliciting the funds is taking $30,000 off the top, he'd be furious. Okay, so it all started because a guy came to Reb Moshe Feinstein and said, I wasn't promised a cut, I just took the cut myself. I went around collecting for a certain Moed. Without asking questions, I decided I deserve at least 20%. So Reb Moshe Feinstein said, absolutely not. If the Rosh Hashiva, the Rav of the Shul, whatever, they tell you, okay, if you go collect and get 20%, that's one thing. But you can't decide on your own, like this woman over here in our sugya, she decided to sell her late husband's property for herself. You can't, and like the Shulchan Aruch says, you can't even buy, if somebody sends you to sell something, you cannot buy it for yourself. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Well, you find someone that's going to go out there and collect money. It's one of the hardest jobs in the world.
If he gets $200,000, that's okay.
Who gets $200,000?
So, and when he does,
I guess it all depends on the demand. obviously there's not a big demand for this job. If there was a demand for this job at 2%, then great. But there's no demand even at 20. And it's a very, very difficult job. People slam doors on you. You're living away from your family. They deserve something, I'm not saying. But the amount, people, for me personally, I took offense. In this neighborhood, 2 people came over to me for organizations in this neighborhood, so I thought they're doing the organization a favor. Then I found out they took a huge cut. I was not happy. I don't know about other people.
MDY, there's no cut.
MDY, there's no cut. That's right. Anybody want to give money to Mendy? Mendy's taking checks right now. No cut. Beseder. Weiter. Actually, a guy asked me if a big Talmud Chacham asked me. He says, "I want to support the organization. I want to go to America, but I want 10%. Would you do 10%?" So I said, "I have to think about it. I don't know. What do you guys think? 10%? Do it." He's a big Talmud Chacham, a very, very, very good guy. Sounds okay. Okay, fine. What do you say? For us? Who? Oh, not enough. Yishkoyach. This year we want more. Zok the Gemara. Says the Gemara, but what's the story? Hechidami, this woman who sells the property on her own without any permission, if she went to a public auction, it should be perfect. She didn't go to a public auction. For yourself, like the Shulchan Aruch passings, you can't do it regardless. But if she went to public auction and she sells it off to a second person, there's many questions that we can't go into all of them. And this is Ma'aser B'Chol Dani, you know what I'm talking about. A real estate agent gets a great property at a great price. Could he sell it to his spouse? He's mechuyev to go around. It's a big shaila. To yourself for sure not, but to your spouse, it's a good shaila, no? It happens sometimes. Once in 25 years it happens. What? In Israeli law, you have to declare you have an interest. Okay. Okay, says the Gemara, no. We're talking about there was a public auction in the Amri law. Man Shamlich. Who did you buy it from? What's going? They tell her this svara. Who did you purchase it from? The Simon didn't sell it to you. Who sold? Bezin didn't sell it to you. You're buying and selling from yourself. Says the Gemara. But let's say she did sell it to somebody else. If not, she bought it. She sold it to somebody else. That already, the Rishonim explain, that already has the backing of Bezdin. Says the Gemara, so Rashi's first pshat is that it's animal food. I don't like that pshat at all. I'm a chuluk on Rashi. Because Rashi says the second pshat. Why? Here. Come on. This is the real pshat. You see it? Coral reef. Oh. And if you look at Rashi says the word coral. I thought it's cool. Kuf vav reish aleph lamed, coral. In time of the Gemara is very expensive. Today also it's very expensive. One piece like that could be $200-$300, by the way. So it takes hundreds of years to grow. Yeah, if you grab it from, if you go into the ocean, you take it out in almost every country and they find you, you go to jail. But the Gemara talks about it, that it used to be more valuable than silver, double silver or gold, I don't remember anymore. Something like that. Akoponim, somebody who's mafkid a bunch of coral by the Yisraelim, Ozal Shomal Nafshei Barba Mezuzeh. Now the guy went and he decided, okay, today it's worth 400. Now Ayaker come b'shismeil. Then the price went up and it's worth 600. And now he has a gain. He has a serious gain, a 50% gain in his pocket. Also, Kamei, the Rabbi Omer Le, Man Shamlach, who told you could sell it to yourself and decide it's worth 400? Give it back. The halacha is, at the end of the day, this woman has to swear that if she sold property, she didn't sell for a profit, more than it's worth, and you do not have to put it out in the public auction. Says the official Mishnah, sponsored by Moshe Cohen, Yishkoichem or Moshe Cohen, for stepping up to the plate and sponsoring to the rest of the Masechta. I don't know how many Mishnais that is, B'Yishkoyach, L'schos, for leaving out Torah and continue hatzlacha and parnasa. Almona shoysek Kesubos mosayim, u'mocher shove mona b'mosayim. She has a 200 zuz ksuba, like most women, the basics, the standard ksuba. And she goes, and she's a big cheverman, this lady. She was able to take a property that only had 100 zuz value and sell it for double. Could she say, well, I only depleted 100 zuz of the Yisayimim, I'm due another 100? Or no, at the end of the day, she took in 200 cash, and that's enough for a ksuba? Yeah, so the obvious answer is, she took in 200, that's enough. But if that's the case, what's pshat in the next halacha in the Mishnah? What if she messed up and she sold a property that's worth 200 for 100? Could she go back to the Yisayim and say, I need another property now, I didn't get my 200? In this also we say, you know what? You messed up, and Shalom Yisroel, Niskablik Subasa. So in both cases, they're not really identical, the cases. When she makes money, we say she has to give the money back to the Yisayim. When she loses money, we say it comes out of her pocket. But which one is it? Is she in charge or not in charge? Is she a shliach, not a shliach? Do we cancel a shliach? It's unbelievable halachas here. What if she sold it for 101? It was worth 100 and she sold it for 101. Michra batal, she has no right to do that. And it's batal. Gemara is going to explain what's going on here. She sold for 101. So now she tells the estate, don't worry about it. I'll give you back your one. Let me keep the 100. I'll give you back the one. No, michra batal. All she has to do is give back one, and the 100 that she did is good. Unless there's that much left over that she messed up the Yisayimim, it's like a valuable field on the side, and now they don't have it. Or a half a kav in a garden, or a quarter of a kav. Bekitz, or something valuable that's now it's hurting the Yisayimim. Then only in that case it's batal. Otherwise it's not batal. What if she had a really nice ksuba, 400 zuz, double the real. She went to 3 people and she sold off 3 parts of the ksuba. 3/4 of the ksuba she sold at a normal price. Only at one part she messed up with an individual buyer. The last one she sold, she sold it for 101. Shalachim batal, because she messed up on the 4th. So 3 mechiros are good, the 4th is no good. Says the Gemara, if she took a loss, it's her loss. So if she was able to sell something that's only worth 100 on the market, and because she's a very good saleswoman, she's able to sell for 200, let her keep the profit. So Rabbi Sai, here we go into a sugya that happens. Let's say you are a travel agent and you sell a family, the family's coming to Eretz Yisroel, you sell them 7 tickets and allow, because you bought 7 tickets, to give you an 8th ticket free. Who gets the ticket? The family or the travel agent? Let's say you go to the store and there's a sale there. I tell Nechemi Seltzer, he did all the shopping for a week straight. I'm not joking. Last night is no sure out till I don't know what, buying wine. You buy 10 bottles, you get 2 for free. Whatever. Let's say I tell him to buy 5. And he says, okay, I'll buy 5, but I'll buy another 5 for myself and get the 2 extra. Does he have to share the gift? So in that case, not. But there's a lot of shilos like that. You send somebody out to do something for you, and there's some sort of gift, some sort of incentive. So Rav Rosner paskins, let's say by the flights, he says absolutely not. It's a deal that's given to the purchaser of the flights, not the travel agent. So the travelers, they get the extra ticket. However, he says if there's a choice, you go to 7 different airlines, and he chose, the travel agent chose this airline, and because he chose it, so we're going to see the sugi here. What if the guy in the store likes the shliach? He likes him. He likes Nechemi. He says, you came to my Osharat a bunch of times. Let me give you something now. And he says, I'm giving it to you because I like you. And what is he trying to do? He's trying to get the guy to come back again. He's the guy that always purchases for the shul. Somebody was telling me, I don't know if this is true or not, that in Eretz Yisroel, if you notice, all the Egged buses are Mercedes. So they found out the guy in charge of purchasing, it's not true? Used to be. He used to get Mercedes until they caught him. Okay, so they gave him incentives to buy stuff. It's not a true story. It is a true story. No, it's never happened that they caught him or that they cared about it. Huh? Taxis. Yeah, taxis that we know, but over here there's an explanation why all buses. Yeah, he did sit in jail. He sat in jail. Okay, so this is a true story. Says the Gemara. We're now returning to Daf. Tzadik Kesubos Beis. Omer Rav Nachman, Omer Rav Refuah Kan Shana Rebbe. Who's Rebbe? The one who wrote the Mishnah. Rebbe Yehuda. When he wrote the Mishnah, he was trying to teach us hatzlacha. Hakol lebal hamois. When there's an extra incentive, there's an extra gift, there's something going on, an extra ticket, it all goes to the one that gave the money. Hakol lebal hamois. In honor of my uncle Reb Chana Pressman and as a zchus for a year filled with mazel, bracha, hatzlacha, simchas and panos berevach, as a zchus to continue being able to support Torah, to finish Shas with Reb Eli. I also want to pump the big siyum in London. I know a bunch of guys from America that are flying in special to the siyum in London. I know a lot of guys here from Eretz Yisroel. What? And Manchester, right? London and Manchester. Now, it's a time. What's so geschmack about it? I don't always come to London, and neither does Gary, nor Noam, or Avi, or I don't know, Mendy, you coming? What are you going to decide now? I don't want to put you on the spot. Again, sir, a lot of guys. Yosef Biliak is coming. So it's a great time. Tomer Levy. It's a great time to meet the whole chevra. If you watch this year, you live in London. Now, the reason why I'm doing it here at the turn of the daf, because Dov Harris harasses me that I should announce it all the time. I want to see if he even listens to the daf. So, if you live in London or Manchester, do not tell Dov Harris that we did this, and let's see if he finds out on his own. Okay, fine. We're going to get a text right now. I saw it. Okay, no. I'm not choshid him. Beseder, so sign up right now to both Manchester and London, and we'll see you there, Be'ezer Hashem. Kidesanya, hoisifu lo yachas yiseiro akol shliach. Huh? Ofishel, the famous Ofishel is coming from America. Who else is coming from America? I don't know. I didn't hear. Okay. Yossi Klein. He is coming. Yossi Klein is coming. If you want to know what he looks like, here he is. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Yossi Klein. What's her name? What's your wife's name? She wants to come? Okay. Says the Gemara. We had this machloikes. A guy sends somebody to the store, buy me something. And they add as a gift, they give him a little something. It goes to the shliach, to the messenger, not to the sender. Divrei Reb Yehuda. Weiter. You can edit this part out. I think he took out like 16 parts yesterday from the shir, all the insults and everything. There was another very interesting shayla that I saw, but again to our sugi here. What if a guy, and this happens all the time also, you rent an apartment and you get a renter's insurance, and then the apartment burns down, and the insurance company comes and gives the renter $100,000. It's above and beyond the damage. Could the owner of the apartment say, hey, it's my apartment. Yeah, I'm like the shliach. I'm like the mishaleach. You wouldn't have had this insurance without me. No, what do you guys say? And then the guy says, listen, I'm paying for the insurance. It's all mine.
He rented it, it's his.
No, he paid for the insurance. It's his.
He paid for the insurance. 100% he paid for the insurance. But it's only because there was an apartment. I cannot insure your apartment, Donnie. I can't say, I know that you're going to have a fire soon because I see the way you cook.
He bought the policy.
No, you can't. Let's go ask. Here we go. So you know what they say the halacha is? You're going to be surprised. You never guess this halacha. The halacha is that the renter gets paid all of the premiums that he paid up until that point, and then they do a 50-50 split. Because he wouldn't be able to get the insurance policy without the guy owning the apartment. That's what they pass.
After he covers all his losses.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, on the extra.
And expenses.
No, he's right. I said policy. I mean, all the... Huh? No, let's say he takes on the whole thing. I don't know what. You're asking a kasha for mice. The renter's insurance on the whole thing. What? You're asking a kasha of myself. Let's say I got such a policy. Here's a good one. One more. There's a lot of good ones in this daf. A guy calls up his landlord before Yontif and says, listen, there's a major leak here. Which I do. The guy says, get a plumber, I'll pay for it. So he calls him back, he says, I got a plumber. The guy wants $1,000 for the job. He says, no problem. Here, come pick up. He goes over, gives him $1,000. When the plumber shows up, he can't believe his eyes. It's his roommate from yeshiva. And the guy says, oh, you don't understand, you learned with me, you mechazik me, that. I'm doing the whole job. When he's done with the job, I'm doing it for $500. It's really $1,000 job, I'm giving $500. Could the guy keep the $500? A. Does he have to give back the $500? Does he have to split the $500? Does he have to tell the plumber that it's not even his apartment? It's not even a favor for him, it's a favor for the balabas. There's four options here. Shmaka stuff. Okay. Let's learn some Gemara. Oh, no, Botanya. So we're going with Reb Yosi. Reb Yosi says there's a chalukah over here, you have to split. You have to split whatever the shliach gets as a gift in the store, you split. Botanya Reb Yosi says, no, everything goes to the owner. When there's a certain price, I know I'm coming in and I'm going to pay X amount for the pound, and the guy throws in another half a pound as a gift. Now we have a suffix. What's a suffix? Did the guy throw in half a pound because he wants the shliach to come back again? Is he giving it to the shliach because he wants to incentivize him he has a choice of stores, he wants that guy to come back? Or no, he wants to give a gift to the guy that sent him. So you have a suffix, so you do 50-50. Like in our sugi, we're talking about a field. There's no price for real estate. Everybody pays different, every day goes up and down. So Memela, when a guy gives you a gift, it's very possible that it wasn't a gift. It wasn't even a gift. If there's a gift, I know it says $100 per pound, and he gave me $150, so I know there's a $50 gift here. But over here it's real estate, there's no gift, it's very possible zero gift. And all he was doing is it was a fire sale, and he tried to get out of it quickly. All right, so that's by us. When there's no price to it, like in real estate, everything goes to the owner. Says the Gemara, Maiko Mashmalon. So for this, you have to see this chart just for a second. This is a Gemara in Eruvin, very interesting Gemara. Gemara says that when you have a machlokes between Reb Yosi and Reb Yehuda, you always go with Reb Yosi. When you have a machlokes Reb Yehuda against Reb Meir or Reb Shimon that loves like Reb Yehuda, that's not important for us. What's important is the top part. We have a machlokes here between Reb Yosi and Reb Yehuda. Who's the halacha like? Reb Yosi. So then why does he come along and say, oh, by the way, the halacha is like Reb Yosi? You have to know these klalim and shas. The halacha is always like Reb Yosi when they fight. Reb Yehuda and Reb Yosi. Says the Gemara, Omer Apapa. No, sorry. What's the chiddush from Apapa? Michael Mashal. Shinuya l'shanin and shinuyahu. Not that halacha is like Reb Yosi. I like the answer of the Gemara that there's a difference between kitzvah and ain't kitzvah. If there's a price, not that's what he's trying to say. That is a good answer. Omer Apapa. It's a great answer. Iboilu. Omer le zabenli litka. A guy sends out a shliach to buy a half of a kur, a litka. Let's go. Pronounce it any way you want. He bought double. So this is a major question in all sorts of shailas. You can make up a shaila. I saw in a sefer, I don't want to say who, you could all guess. A guy sent his friend to buy a lottery ticket and told him to fill it out with the computer. And he came back and he gives him the lottery ticket and it's without the computer. He filled it in by hand. He said, what are you doing? I told the computer. He's really mad at it. So the guy took $100 and threw it in his face, but he left the lottery ticket by him. And of course, what happened to the sefer, the guy won $25 million. So the guy with the ticket says, it's mine. The guy that filled it in wrongly says it's his, and I even threw the money at you and you took my money. Says Rav Zilberstein that it's 100% the second guy's, because when you mess up on your shlichus, he tells you to do a certain way. He gave you the cash, you already gave you the cash, but you ruined it. You didn't listen to what he told you, then you ruined it completely. Befrat that he even paid him back. He didn't take the ticket. Okay, he was really mad and he ran off.
If he didn't win, he could ask for the money.
Of course, that's always the shaila. Okay. He didn't do what he was told. He bought double amount. What happened?
Going to sell, not to buy.
V'zabin. Sold the kur instead of buy. Moisav al-dvarav.
Sold the core instead of selling half the core. He told them to sell half the core, he sold the core.
What did I say?
To buy the core.
He told to sell, okay, whatever it is. Zabinli, Lisko, sell a half, and he sold a whole. Very good. Moisav al-dvaravu v'lisko miyakani. Is he just adding? He's doing his shlichos, just he messed up on 50%. Or perhaps he's not listening at all. The lisko nami lekani, and he doesn't get any, and it's the shlichos is completely bottled. Or Yaakov nar koi mishmei the ravina toshma or balabais the shluchoi. So a guy tells somebody in charge, give them something to eat. And the guy says, take two. My balabas told me take one. I don't care what he said, take two. And these guys are mechutzafim, they take three. It's like the famous Maisa. A guy comes to somebody on Chalamoid Sukkos with all his kids. So the guy says, I'm ordering pizza. How many slices do your kids eat? So the guy says, at home, they all eat one slice each. But when we're at somebody else's house, they eat 3 slices each. So he said, okay, fine. So I want you to feel at home. Kids, and he said, okay, I'm going to only order you one. That's what happened over here. He says, give one. The guests are chazerin, they say, we want 3. And the shliach, he's in between, he's parav, he does 2. Now, if it comes out that the meat that they ate is not even his meat, it's Hegdish's meat. So when you eat Hegdish, you're over Amila. But there's a big chiddush in Hegdish. Don't ask the question that ain't shliach l'dvar avera. How did he tell his shliach to go give meat, even if that was a mistake? But ain't shliach l'dvar avera. When it comes to Hegdish, there is a shliach l'dvar avera. So kulam malu, all 3 of them are over. Says the Gemara. If you say that if you do more than necessary, the shlichus is still there, just you're adding. Okay, so that's why the owner is still involved in the case over here. But if it's like Reb Zilberstein, that it's all the second guy. The first guy is nothing. So then where's the guy that started all things, that feed my guest? Why is he in the picture at all? If he didn't do what he was told to do, shliach mal. The shliach is mal. Says the Gemara, I have a tziur. The shliach, he wanted to be over here on this hegdish. He says, take one piece of meat because the owner told me so. What happened? It's not recording?
It's family, you know. Start again. Start again.
From the beginning? Okay. Good, my Rabbi Isai. I don't have a lot of energy. You know what? Let's just read the names then.
Stop.
No. What? So where? Why did you tell me?
Just now.
Yeah, just now. But where? The second?
Yeah.
So where should I start from?
I'm listening.
You know that it wasn't just now. You guys know that he's... Why are you leaving?
Get a battery.
1 minute, it's dead? Gershon, is it on or not on? I'll just say without the joke. And if Yosef, if the joke part is on, you'll just whatever. You're not going to sleep tonight. You have a guy that has a freezer full of kachim, he doesn't even know it. He tells the shliach, go give my guest 1 piece. The shliach is a mechutzaf and he says, take 2. The guests are even bigger mechutzafim and they take 3. Kula ma'alu, they all are over on mi'ila and they have to bring a carbon, they have to pay 20% more. If a shliach who does a little bit more than the owner tells him to do is just adding, and that's a no-no, but the actual shlichus is there, therefore I can understand that everybody's involved in this, even the mishaleach has to pay, has to bring a korban. But if the shliach is doing his own thing, the owner, the mishaleach, has nothing to do with the story. So why does the mishaleach have to bring a korban? We know that if the shliach doesn't do what he's told to do, then the owner, the mishaleach, is not over. How are we doing? Is still on? Yeah. Good. We're almost done, Rabbi Isai. An interesting case. The shliach decides, let's do a shtick here that will all be over. I want the balabais to be over. So I take one piece of meat because the balabais said so, and also take another piece of meat because I said so. So now the two of them are over. And the archim, they went ahead and they took a third piece of meat. So now they have to bring a korban. That's the story. Now, what does that have to do with us? Tashma, we're just going to the bottom of the page. If there was the ksuba was a mana, and she sold u'machar shava mana v'dina b'mana, she sold it for 101 michra batal. She's a shliach, and everything she did is batal. So the Gemara wants to prove from here. My love, the zav shama mana v'dina b'mana v'dina. She sold something that's worth 100, and she sold it for 101. Sorry, it was worth 101, and she sold it for 101. Umay, now it stopped working. Umay b'mana, mana shala. What does it mean, mana? If she sold it for 101 and it's worth 101, why does it say it's 100? Because that's all she's deserving. That's all she wants. Out of the 101, she wants 100. So what does it mean? Umay afilu. Of course, she has to give back the one. Even the one she has to give back. Shalom aleichem. She's not a ganav. She sold for 101, so the Yosef deserve one. So what's the pshat? I'm going to give them back a full piece of real estate. Worth the dinner? And that's no good. That's a raya that everything, if a guy says, sell a half acre, and he sells the whole acre, it's bought. We'll stop over here that what? That if she sold it for less than the value, then you could say, I only sent you to do something positive, not a negative. And Memela, she sold something, what's the case? She sold something that's worth 101, she sold it for 100. And that's why it's bottled, because she ruined, it was a ibus, not a tikkun. Rabbi, I have a wonderful yontif tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Please come at 10 o'clock sharp. If you're that hungry and you need to eat before 10 o'clock, we'll leave some food downstairs in the parking lot without a sukkah. Yishkoyach, Agut Moed. Shira Malois.